Hotel, Black Power, Brother Shaka San Kofa here, and as always, giving honor to the Creator and the ancestors, Hotel Black Power, giving honor to my sister, who's in her essence now, also Brother Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, the Street Law Soldiers, who's in his essence as well. And you might be, if you pay attention closely, you might be able to hear in the background, you know, this is Prince. You know, this is the day 1 year ago the brother made the ascension from being murdered, and I just want to, you know, take a couple of minutes just to give the brother his just due, you know, for coming through at the time that he did, you know, providing us with some of the most extraordinary music known to man, and being one of the greatest melanated entertainers, one of the greatest entertainers, period, that ever stepped foot on the planet. So we want to give him, you know, his just due, as well as discuss briefly of the process that took place, because he was murdered. There's no doubt about that. And what happened, and this goes to show you, no matter what you do for this motherfucking cracker, at the end of the day, you're still a nigga. Prince gave Warner Brothers 18 years of some of the most extraordinary music history. And when he wanted to become independent and do some things on his own, they wanted to continue. These motherfucking so-called white imposter Jew fuckboys wanted to keep him in bondage in the industry and would not allow him to come out of his so-called contract in which he wrote slave on his face. In his quest, in his dire need and search for support from the black community to stand behind him when he made a gigantic step, an enormous step like that, to write slave on his face, he didn't get the support from us that he should have rightfully have gotten, which kind of let him be out there on his own when it came to that particular situation. However, he got out of the contract with Warner Brothers, and what Warner Brothers wanted to do, they tried to trick him, make it seem like he was independent, and tried to come back with an entire different contract, which gave him just a little more leeway in terms of his life than he had prior in the prior contract, in which he totally refused. You know, now there's so many different theories about what happened, how he made the ascension. But if you listen to TMZ, which is owned by Time Warner, they're going to back Warner Brothers up with whatever Warner Brothers told them to tell the public, and that's what they done. That homosexual, that's the host of TMZ, and the rest of those fuck boys that he has on that show, which is on Rupert Murdoch and the rest of these motherfucking Caucasoid motherfucking nuts. So, you know, when he said do not, when the elevator goes down, push another button or something, and he was found on the elevator. You know, the same lyrics of the Let's Go Crazy song literally was how his life ended in the exact same place in the elevator in his Paisley Park estate. Another thing, you don't hear anything from his family. His sister is a recovering crack addict. You don't hear anything from her now. Because apparently what they did was either, because these crackers do shit like that. They'll send some high-priced crackheads over there to turn her out, record her conversations, set her up, you know, and then take her to court, you know, and have her relapse, have her come into court looking all tore up, where the judge can award the money outside of the family, you know. So we haven't heard anything from his sister, or either apparently they gave them some money and they went on about their business, you know, and making an attempt to live happily ever after, not knowing that they were sitting on about $1 trillion, because Prince had enough music to make an album, one album a year for the next 100 years. That's how much unreleased music that this brother had. Now, let me just make one thing straight. I'm no Prince fanatic or anything. You know, of course I love his music. Now, his lifestyle and his attire, I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. And I know that he has played, you know, he's played with some balls in his life, you know. But however, you know, and I've heard a lot of people, Prince fanatics, say, "Oh, I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the music." But yet you'll focus on other people that have that same lifestyle. You know, no one gets a pass when it comes to that shit, that gay shit. You know. But however, I think that he was making an all-out attempt to recapture his full manhood, you know, towards the last quarter of his existence here. Because he began to get conscious. He began to listen and talk with brother Bob or Dick Gregory. And he was on point about a lot of things, you know. So I had to take a break for a second. But I wanted to pick up where I left off, but I also wanted to add on some other things as well concerning Prince. You know, about how many different stories that we heard concerning his ascension. However, I'm going to go with the fact that, you know, he wasn't on any drugs. And I believe he was physically restrained and poisoned. That's what I get out of this whole ordeal. I believe he was injected with some ricin, because why would no autopsy, and then he was cremated almost immediately. He was almost cremated. No public viewing. You know, and when things are done like that, because now these coroners and these medical examiners are being paid off. They're part of the game now. They're in the game now, where they lie, falsify documents, falsify causes of death, falsify autopsy conclusions, and the like. So, you know, everything happened too quick for me to, you know, when you cremated at that, where your body can't be exhumed or anything of that nature. And you know, they were saying he was on a bike. He was seen on a bike, and he was at this place. He was at that place. So many different conflicting stories, and that's how you know that the brother was murdered. And we have to stop allowing these people just to murder our heroes and sheroes and just accept and be content with all these type of dedications and these statues and commemorations and all this bullshit. To all our people that stand up, especially in the music industry. We shouldn't have never let them get away with Michael Jackson. Maybe Prince wouldn't have met an early ascension if we had raised total hell when they murdered Michael Jackson. Although it goes all the way back further than that, back to Sam Cooke and probably even further than that. That anytime any of our people want to stand up in the industry and stand up for what's theirs. What's theirs. Not trying to take anything, just stand up for what's theirs and deal and step to any of these motherfucking crackers that try to inflict any type of injustices on our entertainers. That we allow these motherfucking crackers to murder these people. Whitney Houston, Tupac, Michael Jackson, Left Eye, Aaliyah, and the like, and so many more. ODB, possibly Nate Dogg, Ricky Williams, Gerald Levert, any of these brothers, and Bernie Mac, any of these brothers and sisters that take a stand somehow end up meeting an early demise. But we still have to, although we still have to honor our brothers and sisters, we have to honor Prince today and respect and love his genius, the work that the music that he provided for us. And we have to continue and carry on his legacy, because he was far beyond a superstar. He was far beyond a mega superstar. He's one of the ultimate brothers in musical entertainment in the history of man. And we shouldn't let him be forgotten by no means. And let's just not wait till a person's ascension day and their birthday to honor and commemorate them and give them their props. Let's try to do it as much as possible. Let's try to raise the level of energy and raise the frequency of these brothers and sisters' energy, because all energy is constant, it just changes form, meaning that they've just passed form. That's all. That's all. So we need not to, forget about these things and come out of the spookism in terms of these religions that teach us that no one counts except, these spooked out people that you've never seen, that there's no proof of their existence, period, that we're just supposed to look upon these individuals and forget about those that we do know and those that we have seen and those that we knew existed. Let's talk about these two goddamn coons, Tyrese Gilbert and Gilbert Arenas. These two fuckboy coons who stated, Gilbert Arenas especially, this faggot said that dark-skinned and heavily melanated women are ugly. And he's dark-skinned, basically. And when you hear coons like that speak on shit like that, there's only two conclusions that I could come up with. either they like Caucasoids or they like men. And in Gilbert Arenas, in his case, I think it's both with him, because he has that a pinch of that gay twist in his ass. If you really examine this brother's demeanor very, very carefully, you'll see that he has some bitch in him. He has some bitch in him. And you know, he has a fair-skinned woman that I believe that's his wife or queen or I don't know. I know he's dating or is married to a fair-skinned sister, and it's nothing against her. There's no attack against their sister. It's just she got a fucked up husband. His view and his concept and his hatred for melanin is completely obvious. And he needs to do a lot of soul searching so he can come up to the conclusion that he can understand and begin to love himself, because he hates himself. He's dealing with some deep-rooted self-hatred because he hates melanin. And just this brother Kamisi, who I had mentioned a while back, who's a conscious rapper in North Carolina, had written a record and produced a record called The Hatred of Melanin. And Gilbert Arenas is a hatred of melanin. So is Tyrese. You know, Tyrese is heavily melanated. You know, he's so dark, if he get in your car, the goddamn oil lighter cut on. But yet, he has something negative to say about somebody that's heavily melanated as well. And see, and Tyrese definitely is you know, has a lot of sugar in him, because he reminds me of Tyson Beckford. He has that same type of energy that Tyson Beckford has. You know, that pancake energy. You know that buttery, syrupy, you know, energy with him. That flapjack energy, where you know he's a bisexual, and that's what I see. You know, and I watch how he is so phony and tries to play like he has so much love for these fucking crackers. You know, crying like a woman at Paul Walker's homegoing service. Like a woman with a rose in his hand, crying like a woman. Like he's walking and switching. If you look at any footage of that service, he's walking like a queen that has lost her husband. And it's disgusting. And then they have no room to say anything about anybody. Saying once again, Steve Harvey is back, you know, in the social media, talking about Trump has kept his word and he's a man of his word. He's done good so far. How can a motherfucking cracker that has bombed 2 countries within a 6-month period of being in office is doing well? And the country is about to go into World War III, but he's doing well. Goddamn coon. Another one of your coon episodes. And I don't know when you're going to learn. What is it going to take for a motherfucker like you with a bestseller about how to date and conduct a relationship, a healthy relationship, but yet you've been married 3 times and your 3rd wife is your 2nd wife's mistress. And you were so dirty, you were so much of a dirty motherfucking nigga that you was in there fucking that woman and having that woman go to your wife and they playing like they best friends. having that slut betray your wife. Because that's all she was a slut for fucking you and right under her nose, and then, you know, coming around her like they were friends. So your third wife is a fucking slut. I don't give a damn how you put it. And you still haven't had enough of Trump. But I get it now. That's why I'm not going to go on you too hard, because that's what you're thriving for. All this backlash, so you can, you know, go on, so people can wait to see your response on social media or one of them old fucked up TV shows that you had Bernie Mac killed to get, you know, and the way you'll break down like you're really sobbing and crying, like you're really hurt, you know. And you just a coon, you just a piece of shit, man. Let's go. Want to talk about some other Rahm Emanuel and Anita Alvarez. Rahm Emanuel, who's the mayor of Chicago, Anita Alvarez, who's the DA, District Attorney of Chicago. You motherfuckers need to step down. Rahm Emanuel, who's an Israeli Mossad. Anita Alvarez, who is a fucking wetback spit bitch, who is a traitor to her own people, to the Latino community. And what they have done, they are part of this ethnic cleansing and population control in Chicago. That's why they are allowing the young black males to literally slaughter and annihilate each other, basically off the planet. And you've allowed these things to happen. You're not doing anything as a mayor. All most of your money and your resources that you are using in Chicago is for the protection of these motherfucking crackers on the north side, you know, and crime prevention, as far as helping these motherfucking crackers be fully covered when they're riding the trains or when they're out and about in the city of Chicago, from the what you call them, the savages and all this bullshit. Really, you're saying the young black male, and you're allowing them to kill each other. You're the one responsible for knowing, because you know this, because it's your city. You know how many legal weapons are coming into Chicago. How else can a 14-year-old boy get a, you know, an AR-15 or Russian AK-47 in a living room in a Chicago South Side project, housing project, without you knowing about it, without your hands being involved in it, without you getting some type of a kickback, you know, from the export and the import of these fucking weapons. Nobody's stupid. And then you got Alvarez, this bitch, what she does when you give these babies the guns, then when they get caught with it, you got the bitch Alvarez that will send them up the road and give them an asshole full of unjust fucking time. It's a goddamn game that y'all running. But a lot of us are down with this shit. So if you're in Chicago, it's time for you to get your pen and paper out and start getting these motherfuckers out of your city. I'm going to be talking about a lot of issues dealing with the All Eyes on Me movie coming up, once I gather some more facts surrounding the reason a lot of these things have taken place, even resulting in the murder of Afeni Shakur. As far as the production of this movie, I know it's 176 cast members. I know that Hill Harper, Clifton Powell, and a few others play in this movie. And based on the trailer that I saw yesterday, it appears that this movie might have a lot of false drama scenes in it, in which Afeni kept coming on the set demanding that they take out and add on certain things that belong in the movie, certain parts that belong in and that didn't belong in the movie as well. And she was told to leave the set, but at the same time, this pastor, this fucking punk that she married, he was divorcing her, and he wanted half of Pac's money in alimony. You wasn't married to Pac, bitch. You was married to Afeni. So why would you want Pac's motherfucking money? And you supposed to be a motherfucking minister. And I believe it was you that gave her the ricin that induced cardiac arrest in Afeni Shakur, because you had everything to gain. But we're gonna get down to the bottom of this too, because I believe your bitch ass played a major role in it. And if we do find out, we're coming to see you. You can count on that, bitch. Straight like that. In closing, I just want to let you all know that I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate your support. You know, if you can, donate. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's no big deal, because I'm not here for the bread. But we do need support in terms of having finances to be able to go in the community and continue to feed our people, provide food and clothing for our people, as well as referrals to local shelters in the D.C. metropolitan area. And for those who know the work that we do, I appreciate your support. I appreciate your donations, because you believe in this process. And I'm very, very grateful for it. So, until again, Hotep, Black Power.